Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Alright, we're live. So, this is a 3-round event. Opponent chooses to play first. They keep 7, we keep 7. Sand seems fine, although a little bit potentially weak on the draw, specifically. Not sure if I should lead on Darcy here, or if I should just suspend Riftbolt and pass. Does get a bit awkward. Especially if our opponent's chilling on a bolt, but, you know, we also have to make plays. If it's dead, Jim. Man, kill it? Yes? No? Maybe? Apparently it's just a... Oh, we're up against Living End. Okay, well, probably not the best hand against Living End in the world, but Syrah, I suppose. Okay. Being on the draw in this matchup kind of sucks, but is what it is. Three, 6, 9, 14. This is one of those matchups you really want to be on the play for. And also one of the matchups where Goblin Guide is much better than Darcy. Don't think that's how that's supposed to work, but okay. Okay. See, if we're putting this Force of Negation, we're kind of screwed anyway, but... It's 9, 14... We did? Nope. It's like, okay, I did math correctly. Do you have the Force? Apparently that answer was no. Alright, well. Sometimes 'tis better to be lucky than good. Alright. And seems alright, I guess. For a opponent that has Leyline, maybe I was supposed to bring in something. I guess I don't even have something in for Leyline in this build, so it is what it is. Oh, sure. That's an annoying card. What's up, O'Doyle? How you doing? Took Swift Spear. Yeah, that seems like a card I'm interested in drawing. Well, they're drawing a land, which is mildly unfortunate, but is what it is. Nice! Presuming this is the whale or the one... That's annoying. Apparently they didn't draw the third land to capitalize. I don't know if it's illegal, but I wouldn't know, honestly. Probably not. I've seen people do some crazy stuff on TikTok, so I don't know that it might get you demonetized or a warning put on your channel, but sure. I'll be spiff stream. What's up, Kalino? How are you? I'm not saying YouTube does care. I'm just saying it might get you demonetized. Or restrict your ads, I believe is the term they like to use. Alright, there's a monkey. Go ahead and dash the monkey. Nice! Glad everyone's doing well. So does anybody know how long Gigi streamed for today? I know he wasn't doing well in the challenge. I was only... Let's go ahead and end this. Even if our opponent had Force of Negation, they're just dead here, so... So, unsurprisingly, we're one of the first matchups done, so... Is what it is. Nice! Nice. That's good. I'm glad for him. I don't know how much playing I want to do between rounds, man. Was he on the Ragavan list or was he on traditional burn? Sometimes it bails you out versus hammer, sometimes it doesn't. It really just kind of depends. Regular Vis, no light, Ragavan, no Channeler. Fair enough, fair enough. Sorry, I'm just looking for a list that I actually like of regular burn lists. It's an interesting one. Well, like I said, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, because there are some draws where they just beat you with, like, you know, the idiot draw with, like, a couple Esper Sentinels and, like, a Shadow Spear, and they don't ever actually play Hammer. That was the one thing in my league last night with Arclight Phoenix was game number 1, they drew, like, all 4 Esper Sentinels, and it was just so many cards I couldn't overcome game 1. So... So I see a lot of people... Okay, this one's actually interesting. It's a little bit different than traditional burn. Sorry, I'm just looking for something to do between rounds of this event. But... This one's a little bit different. It's got Darcy, GG, and Swiftspear, along with the full 4 Eidolons. And no Ragavan. Has 2 Path, 2 Prismatic Ending, 3 Skullcrack, 2 Chalice, 3 Wear Tear. Doesn't have Deflecting Palm, etc. But I think this might be an interesting list to give a go while we're waiting on the event. It's 15 people. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that matchup. I don't know if it's just how I play against it or not, but I seem to have a really bad time against that particular matchup. I apologize, though. I will be right back in 1 second, and then I'm going to start a league with this list, which is a little bit different than the one that we're playing in the whatchamacallit, which is a 3-round event for pastime stuff. Alright. No, Oh, you're asking Kalino if they bought monkeys. Whoa. What? What deck did it load? Okay, it loaded the right deck. The problem when you have... the God account for a week is you upload a deck and you're like, oh crap, I loaded the wrong thing. Oops. So for those of you that aren't aware, this weekend was Gen Con online, at least. And so when you buy paper entry or events into one of the online events, you get a God account for the week, which basically means you get access to every single card on Magic Online. So Looks like our opponent also has a companion. It is Gigantha, so we were likely up against Tron. So this hand's reasonable. Probably lead on Darcy. Could be Tron. There are a couple other decks it could potentially be, but usually that's a Tron thing. I think we're going to upkeep a Bolt, trying to hit a land drop. Tron it is. Bolt's a good card, but not what we're looking for here. Well, we just lost game one, unfortunately. In our deck specifically, I think it's worse. In a lot of other decks, it can run away with a game. Alright, so basically, we're dead. Kept a one-lander. And we're going to get punished for it, basically. Oh, is it better than Deathray Shaman? Yeah, it's definitely worse than Deathray Shaman. So, Thragtusk? Feels like a Thragtusk. I don't understand why people drop in these events after... Like, I guess if you're only after the Wizards ticket, but, you know, there is okay prizes for winning one or two events, you know? Or one or two matches. Okay. Relic's annoying. Walking Ballista? Blast Zone, sure. Pop Relic? Feels like a Pop Relic here, right? What's up, War Dog? Maybe. Sure. Do they main phase it? Okay, smart opponent. I mean, it's certainly possible it could work. I honestly don't know. Like I said, what works in paper and what works online tend to be different animals. A lot of things are bad news for us here. Actually, we kind of hope they get Worm Coil. Yeah, that's the card we wanted them to hit here. Because Karn Liberated and Karn, the Great Creator, could actually allow them to take us off lands or take us off of mana. But as is, we just get to kill them over a one-turn cycle, so... Alright, we're up against Tron. Skullcracks seem reasonable. Rare Terrors seem reasonable. Searing Blazes are trash. Eidolon on the draw could be trash. Could bring in Path to Exile, but that feels a little questionable. Firewalkers, whatever. Chalice does nothing. Prismatic Ending, whatever. So... this is a hand. Can do so much better. I mean, this hand's kind of somewhat better, but also kind of not. So the problem with the other hand is, with a deck that doesn't deal itself any damage, it can be very difficult to burn Tron out before they can get a Worm Coil Engine or a Karn or Little Karn online and can lock us out of the game effectively. So it's more important to have the early pressure of a 1-drop, if at all possible. Okay, opponent could have turn 3 Tron quite easily. Row. Yep, Prone's got turn 3 Tron. Alright, well... could be facing a similar problem to last game. You have the Thragdad this time. Looks like you have the Worm Coil Engine. Nope, Threat Tusk. Passed a turn, but I think the game's already over. Sorry. Oh, boy. Is our opponent locked on no all green spells, perhaps? They have Warping Whale, they have to use it here. Say it has to be all green cards, right? Everything in their else in their deck they should be able to cast. Alright, opponent concedes. That was a weird match. I'd try to watch it, man. I think we're just going to chill for a sec. I need to go check on the laundry again, so I apologize. I will be right back. The deck we are currently on for the Gen Con event is this one. So, I will be right back. we're back. So, see how many matches remain. Two matches. Alright, one match. Definitely not going to start another thing with one match. So, as far as my impression of the list that we're running in the event, it's a deck that's done quite well for me. I think we 5-0'd one league with it, 4-1'd a couple others. I've probably played, I want to say 6 or 7 leagues, and I've never failed to at least cash with it. I played with it in one challenge, and it didn't go particularly well. I think I ended up 3-4. It's just a weird run. I didn't bother recording anything in it. I think, like, round number 1, I played against, like, Bant Stoneblade from, like, 2 years ago. With, like, main deck Spell Queller, Teferi, Stoneforge Mystic, Force of Negation, all of that fun stuff. So it's really kind of hard to get a good grasp on this deck in more competitive environments. And these pastime events kind of remind me of like the three round side events at like the various GPs used to have. So I don't know that it's a big event or equivalent of a preliminary or a challenge or any of that nonsense. So figured it was a good thing to take the spin out and also pick up the God account for a week. So you already have access to most cards through Mana Traders, but sometimes, especially with some of the other decks, like, you know, in Legacy playing Izzet Delver, you know, you don't have access to all of the cards, so it's kind of, you know, you're playing slightly suboptimal versions of decks because you don't always have access to all the cards, or sometimes Mana Traders doesn't have access to all the Ragathans you need, or Mishra's Bauble. It's pluses and minuses, so alright, looks like the thing has started, so round 2, fight. One lander, Ragavan, Darcy. I think we keep this hand. Thanks, Lucarian. How are you doing? I think we lead on Monkey, right? Looks like we're up against Murktide would be my guess. Could... Wow. Okay. That's a thing, I guess. Oh, we're up against that blast something or other thing. I forget what it's called. No, it's not Sulfuric Blast. It's Suffocating Blast, I think. Calibrated Blast. There you go. think we do Helix here to keep a best chance of keeping ourselves alive. Okay. Alright, well, Deflecting Palm seems great. How is Calibrated Blast exactly worded? Calibrated Blast. Heal until Calibrated Blast card any target. Okay. Searing Blaze is sometimes a dead card in the deck. Though they do have, like, Sign of Draco, which makes things a little awkward. Emrakul, yeah, Emrakul can deal 15. No, there's a couple different versions of it. Our opponents on the Go Bigger version, they showed us Autochron Worm. This hand's pretty terrible. I do think we keep it, though. I mean, it's okay. It's not like... like, Searing Blaze could be completely a dead card. Put Mulligans to 4. Yeah, Throws of Chaos. We don't have enough to bring in. And sometimes we have to clear the way of Sign of Draco, so either way we're 2 for 1ing ourselves to do it, so... And I just missed a point of damage, by the way. Like, our opponent could easily have turn 2... never mind. Never mind. Rough. Sure. Rough Tumble. Our opponent's going to have a 3rd land, so if they have Calibrated Blast, we're getting hit for a lot. The heck did they reveal? Serum powder? Okay, sure. It's a gambling deck. Like, straight up. Alright. Opponent can't kill us from here. So, you know you're dead on board, right? Alright, well. 2-0. Seems, it's what, 3 rounds? Yep, we might get the Wizards ticket. We'll see. Yeah, it is what it is. Excuse me. Our opponent basically played the modern equivalent of Tybalt's Trickery. For those of you that play Historic or were around when that was legal in Modern. It's basically, I'm going to do a big thing, and sometimes I have to do it twice, and it's probably going to kill you if I can do it twice. Or if you're careless with your mana and deal yourself 4 or 5 damage, then I have a chance to one-shot you. Okay. Huh. Another one of those, can we keep this hand on the draw kind of things? Sure, why not? Never didn't have it. Okay. Is my Swizzle Spear dead? Looks like my Swizzle Spear might live, and it looks like we might be up against the Burn Mirror. Would be my guess. If it's land destruction, this could get a little ugly. Looks like the Mirror. With Seared Blaze. Nope, Eidolon, sure. Yes, we'll actually let my opponent block first in case. Alright, let's make the game fun, shall we? They did not. A good portion of the traditional Burn community does not believe that you should play Lurrus. Oh, I believe it is too. I just think... Yeah, they're most likely normal Boros. Most people are on normal Boros. Who? Who blinks first, friend? No reason to attack. That's an interesting situation, isn't it? Guess the opponent realized they were dead. We unfortunately only have 2 Firewalkers in this version. Skullcracks might be a consideration. I think on the draw I'm going to take out 2 Darcys. Like how last round that so many of the matches were done so quickly. Now there's still 14 matches with whatchamacallit left. Alright, well, we got one of our 2 Firewalkers. We haven't answered one of their Firewalkers. This hand seems pretty decent to me. Not the best burn hand, obviously, but... yeah, that dance gets a little... I think that dance is a little overblown in today's current meta. Alright, keep... This might be dumb. They could just blaze this and get it out of the way. But at this point, I'm just interested in keeping my life total high more than anything else. Like I said... alright, that's not the worst. Actually saves us a point of life. Eidolon does whatever an Eidolon does. Just gonna continue to gain our arbitrary life here. Gotta remember that we have access to Luris. These are the kind of games where access to Luris can potentially matter. Well, yeah. Maybe. But I really don't have a reason to, you know? I mean, now we might have to, simply because it'd be too much damage otherwise. Or, JK. Good chance this Lurrus just dies, but... Okay. I think we're just going to do that. We still have the path for a Qualifier Walker. Okay, we're also drawing another land that we really didn't want. Too many lands, man. How many basics is our opponent running? Okay, apparently not that many. No reason to play anything here. If our opponent's last card's another Firewalker, we'll find out soon enough, so... No, I think they had the Firewalker in hand. I think they just needed the second White Source. Yeah, a lot of the traditional burn decks aren't, honestly. A lot of people think that 15th sideboard slot just isn't worth the... And to be fair, when you're only playing... Goblin Guide, Swift Spear, Eidolon, they're oftentimes... it's really difficult to get value off of Lurrus until you're at, like... 4 or 5 mana, so you can kind of understand where they're coming from to a certain degree. Yeah, I'm sure it's good with Vortex as well. I mean, basically you have to be playing permanents for it to be a particularly useful set of information one way or another. This version's a little bit, like, obviously it's not the same as the Monkey version, and it's not the same as traditional version. You know, obviously Dragon Rage Channeler is a little bit awkward. So depends on the game that you're up against. You know, the meta is going to be shifting here in a bit, and I don't know how things are going to shake out. Arclight Phoenix is back. As to how good it is, I don't know yet. I know Spike topped 8 the challenge with it today. Other people have been playing with the deck. I think that deck without accounting for Burn, is a pretty reasonable matchup for Burn, as it's even a little bit slower than the old Phoenix decks. However, on the flip side of that, Esper Reanimator, which is basically... yeah, Mending can be rough. Just saying, the problem the deck... Okay. So the problem Phoenix has is Phoenix is at its heart a mid-range deck. Maybe, maybe not. The thing is, like, we already have a pretty decent Phoenix matchup without adding anything to our deck. You know, and Phoenix has the problem where it's got a rough matchup against Tron. It's got a rough matchup against the mana. That argument goes out the window because Careful Mending or Helpful Mending or whatever it is gains them life. So the life loss is the life loss in the mana base is kind of offset by the life gain from the new looting spell. So that's kind of a wash, in my opinion. It's just they don't. Most people who are playing it don't play Thing in the Ice because Thing in the Ice isn't well positioned in Modern, and I really think Spike is right that Lich and Arclight Phoenix basically make your opponent's removal spells a joke, and he really plays to that strength. Well, Thing would be better in a format with, you know, humans and elves and merfolk and, you know, a lot of these other, you know, tribal decks that have almost basically ceased to exist in the format. It's not really good in a Unholy Heat, Darcy, Ragavan, Grixis Death Shadow, Rhinos. Actually, it could be okay against Rhinos. You know, basically, if Vial was playable, it would be better. Death and Taxes, you know, actually, it'd be pretty rough against Death and Taxes because Death and Taxes just has so many random things that get you with Skyclave Apparition and Flicker Wisp and you know, that kind of stuff. So I've kind of maintained the argument that even if looting was playable in only Is It Phoenix, I'm not sure Is It Phoenix would have been a particularly playable deck for most of the last 2 years. Now that said, I still have my Phoenix deck sleeved up, so all I gotta do is pick up some Demi-Liches and some Uncommons, and I got myself a third Modern deck again, so procrastination for once bailed me out. So, what, Thing in the Ice? I will at some point, especially if Phoenix continues to be playable. The problem I have with Phoenix decks and a lot of the other decks in the format is, especially with my job the way it currently is, with me working effectively 12 hours a day, 4 days a week, and then the other day I work like 6 or 7 hours from home. I don't like to play long, grindy leagues. Like, I've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes, and I've already played 4 matches. And I'm not even particularly trying hard. I'm one of those people that when Burn is good, I like to play Burn. Not even because the games are that interesting sometimes, because a lot of times the decisions with Burn aren't that interesting. The thing I like about Burn, or, you know, sometimes Blue-Red Murktide, Tron, is the deck, the leagues just go boom, 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 boom. I like it when I'm playing a deck, and especially when I'm doing well, where I can, you know, hit 2 or 3 leagues in the time it would take to do 1 league with Control, or 1 league with, you know, if you looked at the first league we did with my suboptimal build, it took like an hour and 45 minutes. And then the second league was like an hour or 2 hours and 15 minutes last night. So it's really hard to like crank out a bunch of leagues with Phoenix, even if the deck's good, because Burn, I'm currently winning with Burn at a higher clip, and Burn's just faster. So I just wanted to see if the deck was playable outside of someone like Spike, who has a tendency of taking random pieces of jank and turning them into gold. So, a lot of times he creates really good decks. Other times it's just like, womp, womp, womp. And the other deck I want to try out is Esper Reanimator, but Graveyard Hate's all over the friggin' place right now. So, and tonight with the with the whatchamacallit event, I knew I wanted to play Burn because I didn't really want to play something I wasn't familiar with in a meta that wasn't particularly kind to other decks. So we've gotten 2 wins, so we get everybody gets the Avatar and the Demi-Lich. We're getting 6 Innistrad Midnight Hunt boosters. Woo! If we win another match, we get 3, but we also get the Wizards ticket. The Wizards ticket, if I understand correctly, is an invitation to a MH2 draft that the winner gets 4 of every modern playable card on Magic Online. In fact, I should probably pull that up to make sure I'm quoting that right. Pastimes events. Blah, 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 blah. So they just had, I think it was PAC, was a couple weekends ago. This weekend is Gen Con online. Then there's Origins, and then Origins Online. The Digital Championship. Join us for Magic Digital Conventions Championship preliminary events during PAX West, Gen Con, and PAX Unplugged. Partnering with Wizards of the Coast, all access preliminary events give players access to almost every card in Magic Online for 1 week to play in a single 3-round standard, modern, legacy, or vintage preliminary event. Players who go 3-0 will earn entry into the Modern Horizons 2 Magic Digital Conventions Championship on New Year's Day next year. For the championship, the entire top 8 will receive 1 of every modern legal set, with the winner taking home 4 of every modern legal set. So, prizes will be paid out to 64th place. All other prizes will be determined. Product Open will also be added to players' collections. So, even if you get a terrible sealed pull, you still basically get a free sealed event for Modern Horizons 2 if you 3-0 one of these events. And can check one other thing right now. Trade. As partners. So a Midnight Hunt or whatever it is booster is currently worth about 326. So not 6 packs is like 20 ticks. 9 packs would be like 30 ticks. So if you go 3-0, not only do you get access to every card for a week, but you also get like 10 tickets back, which is about the equivalent of $26, $27 when you convert it out of MTGO currency. Plus you get a free Demi-Lich and a free Avatar. So, if we win next round, it'll definitely have been worth it. But, you know, even the $20 for the all access is pretty nice. And then, you know, us doing well in the event so far, kind of to boot, you know, helps a lot. So, you know, not a big deal, but pretty awesome either way. It's currently 35 qualifier points. Sorry, I'm just kind of literally screwing around until next round with only a couple matches left. I really didn't want to get started on another match only to, you know, get paired. I don't like double queuing, so it's kind of one of those I like to wait until kind of things. But let's see. Modern Preliminary tomorrow. Sorry, Gen Con. Modern Challenge is tomorrow morning. Pioneer Challenge. Standard Challenge. Gen Con Standard Event. Tomorrow is the Legacy Showcase Challenge, which don't know if I'm doing that or not tomorrow morning. We'll see. We shall see. So, I unfortunately would need 5 qualifier points, which if I were to somehow I don't really have a legacy deck per se. The only 2 decks I've played recently are Delver and Rhinos, Teamer Cascade Rhinos. So those are the only 2 decks that I would really have any type of frame of reference, and I'm not particularly fantastic with either one of them. But I'm not going to be able to play the Modern Showcase next weekend because I have a prior engagement on the day of. So I would have to wait until October sometime to use my points, by which point I could have more points. So it's either play the Legacy event tomorrow, or, you know, not play anything at all pretty much for this round of stuff. And the Showcase Challenge is basically the big prizes left on Magic Online at this point, with a lot of the other stuff up in the air. Alright, round 3 coming up. That way I know if I happen to get the pair down. But yeah, the only deck I really have like more than one league experience with in the last 2 months is Blue-Red Delver. Do 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 ba do ba do ba do ba do do ba do 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 do. It's a different format. You know, I personally enjoy Modern more, but Legacy is certainly fun in small doses. We're up against Attack Cowboy. Okay, they were 2-0, so... Alright, this hand's pretty good on the play. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good! Rutrow. Oh. Thought we had a pregame action there. I'm like, don't tell me I got Bogles in the final round. That would schmuck. Well, I don't know that Cascade's much better, but we'll see what we can do. Well, do I just ignore Ragavan here? All right. Just depends on whether they have a Cascade spell or not, I suppose. As quickly as they're moving seems pretty likely. Land. Not a land. Well... So if we top deck a land, we're good. If we don't, we're dead. Got it. La-di-da-di-da. Yep, kind of hard to beat the Rhino nut draws. Is there any way we live through this? So 16 attack power next turn. Can block 3 of it. Gain 3 to 12. I don't think so. Ragavan doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Does it? It might. No, because it's really the same thing. Because Helix would gain us 3 life, which is just better. Because otherwise we're just dead to the rhinos, because that's 16 trampling power. So if I block... Actually, I guess we're not technically dead here. If I block... Helix this... We take 11 if they don't have anything else, which that's a big if. And then we're in the same spot. We still need to top deck a land. And obviously, if they have a counterspell, we're dead. Or Brazen Borrower, I guess, does it too. We were dead to Xaxes anyway, I think, even without that, so... Roiling Vortex... Deflecting Palm... Eidolon... Searing Blazes are pretty bad overall. Yeah, we did. Alright, well, hopefully they don't steal the play from us again this game. Because they had Gemstone Caverns there, so... can we even keep this hand? Sounds okay, I guess. Son of a gun. It's really hard to beat Rhinos when they've got Gemstone Cavern both games, you know? It's decent. It has its flaws. This is a weird game. Doesn't really feel like we should be in this game. Opponent might just have Hardcast Fury here. So I'm going to cast my Boros Charms now because I want my opponent to take damage if they have Force of Negation. Means the top deck burn spell will be lethal. Wow. Fire Ice, sure. Drawing Bolt. That's true. That is very true. Sometimes I forget that. Sure. No one of their cards in the hand's a Fire Ice. So, do they have another Force plus blue card? Well, this way we have them dead a couple different ways. We know this will draw out Fire Ice. I don't know about easy. Eidolon's a little bit worse on the draw, but obviously our opponent can't steal the play again, so it's kind of a mixed bag, I suppose. This hand's okay. Effectively, we've basically been playing against our opponent on the play the last two games anyway, so. Land, please. Cool. Actually fine with leaving that on top of our deck. Prismari Command, sure. Opponent's got fire that can get us pretty good here. screwed up the sequencing, but I wanted to hold up bolt there just in case. Okay, so they're going to have a third land. Okay, shardless, sure. Oof. Presume they have to kill one of the Darcys here, right? You have a second? I'm going to say you have a second set of Fury Plus stuff. Force of Vigor does nothing. Like, literally does nothing. Yep, take 8. Indeed. This should basically guarantee us the game. Opponent's got a block. Especially since one of their cards in the hand's a Force of Vigor. Lead on Lava Spike to technically be correct. Nice. Got the 3-0, baby. Nice, nice, nice. I feel good, na 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 na. I knew that I would now. Thanks, T-Kun. Appreciate it. But that said, we got a lead to get back to, so excited as I am about the 3-0. Got a league to get back to, but I will be back to that in one moment because I gotta go deal with the laundry some more. So, be right back. Yeah. Maybe. But honestly, they have a pretty reasonable burn matchup already. We actually got really lucky to basically beat them on the play 3 times in a row. Or us basically being on the draw 3 games in a row. So... Because they had Gemstone Cavern both Game 1 and Game 2, and then Game 3 they were actually on the play. Yeah, I'm probably one of the few people in Magic that says, I miss Tybalt's Trickery decks. Or Tybalt Cascade. Just because I was able to tear it up with that deck so bloody much. What the heck is going on here? We up against Mono Green Eggroll? We are up against Mono Green Eggroll. Well, this will be interesting. No, probably not Mono Green. Okay. Strangleroot Geezer, sure. Do not underestimate the power of the dark side. Hanging back here. Like I knew they would. No, 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 no. Not gonna attack. And we've drawn too many lands, yo. I have no idea. I think we're gonna go ahead and chump block with Goblin Guide. Buy us some time. Another Strangleroot Geezer. Hey look, a chump blocker. I don't think we're winning this game, but, you know, whatevs. I suspect it's a slightly variation on, Spike put out a mono green list. Okay, never mind. Huh. Well... there goes the neighborhood. Why they didn't just do that main phase and kill both my blockers, I don't know, but, you know, whatevs. I think we'll see if we can entice them into attacking with Fury with the double entendre. Looks like they're just going to fire up a large layer of the Hydra. Yikes. Stripes. Fruit stripes gum. Is it possible it's correct to just take this? 6, 10, 12 damage. If we hit runner, it'd have to be a 2 damage spell and a 1 damage spell. I don't think we're surviving another turn either way, so... I think we're just dead here regardless, but... They probably run both, honestly. Opponent's being extremely conservative with their attacks. This is a matchup where it would be nice to have access to I think Eidolon on the play is fine. On the draw feels pretty bad. Don't like Path, but if they have Predator Ooze in their list, it could be a little rough. Like I said, though, it looks like a variant of the mono green budget list that Aspiring Spike put out. Although I hardly say a deck that has 8 hierarch effects is budget, but you know, whatever. This decent. Not super exciting, but decent. Alright, well. I think we hold the second bauble because we already know what we want to draw. Or... we already are drawing what we want to draw, I should say. Opponent has a Force of Vigor. Interesting. Why do people keep bringing in Force of Vigor against us? But they do indeed run both hierarchs. If they have Fury, we obviously get blown out next turn. Well, Fury plus red card, I guess it would have to be, technically. Yeah, that's a thing. Curious if our opponent will use Force of Vigor on Eidolon here. And they just pass their turn. Okay. I screwed up, by the way. I should have suspended Rift Bolt there. Presumably our opponent will force a Vigor here. Honestly, it looks like our opponent's just a bad Gruul list. Huh. Okay. Sure. Oh, man. So they're the Kragenwick Cremator Imperious Great Worm deck. Which is freaking hilarious. Alright, somebody called Eldritch Evolution. Opponent's either got to bolt this or trade here. Interesting. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen that deck, hasn't it, Ben Lucarian? Man, we get all kinds of weird stuff tonight. Now, to be fair, they did get an upgrade in Fury. That's a pretty nice upgrade for their deck. Yeah, we played it on the channel a long time ago, too. A long, long time ago, on a stream really far away. The funny part is the deck felt playable back in the day. Something touched me deep inside the day. The music died, 'cause they were singing, bye bye, this here child is gone. Apparently they're not going to Eldritch Evolution there. Swing. I was going to say swing. I will gladly trade 2 damage for 2 damage right now. What would they morph it into? Do they have a Thragtusk in their deck? That'd be pretty difficult to beat. I guess they could also grab Fury. There's a couple scary cards here. Thragdai would be the worst. Baloth would be obnoxious. Okay, I grab Fury, sure. Which puts us on a pretty quick clock. Alright, can you answer my Dragon Rage, Chandler? The answer is the Daily Double! Deedly, 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 deedly. So... do I bring in Skull Cracks over some of the Lightning Helixes or Prismatic Ending Path to Exiles? I don't think so. Just got to make sure we prioritize getting the white cards out of our hand as quickly as possible. That seems fine. A little bit awkward, but fine. We might bolt a noble on one. I don't always bolt the bird here, but on a maul this low, we might be able to get him a little bit. I think we just accept our opponent having mana here and try to start killing them. Okay, they're drawing another Noble Hierarch. Notably, they can't Blood Moon us with this mana, so... Eldritch Evolution for a 3-drop? Geist would probably be the most annoying card. Endurance. Sure. No need to attack this turn, I don't think. Playing with 2 cards in hand now. Okay, a little less scary. Hold on. Wait, what? Okay. Opponent's got some stones. Another Eldritch Evolution? I'm so confused. Indeed, another evolution. Scoozy. Okay, sure. Excuse me, I've got you to kill. Huh. Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. You, sir, are dead. Alright, man. Nice to see you, Lucarian. Alright. 3-0 so far. Statler and Waldorf getting in there with the wins. It feels pretty decent. Does anybody know what Gigi's screen name is? I think I would know this by now. Jiggy Wiggy. Get jiggy with it. No, 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 no. Definitely a keep. Just a good, solid burn hand. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. I wonder if we're up against the Emery, the Emery Underworld Breach deck. Well, that doesn't feel good either. Shadow Spear. Okay. Looking like it. Or we could just be up against an Urza deck too, I suppose. Alright, well, get the screenshot of that. Ka-chow. Problem is we have no way to deal with Emery, so I think we're just dead. Opponent doesn't have to cast any more spells the rest of the game, and we just die. So you just get to make big fat constructs and kill us. It's a big fat construct. Currently would be a 1, 2, 3. So we're going to gamble a little bit on this attack. 'Tis a tiny bit of a bluff here. Fortunately, our opponent gets to equip a big fat stogie and smack us with it next turn, so... Big old construct with a... Womp womp. Okay. Presumably grab a graveyard hate piece, so our Darcy can't fly over. Oh no, they just grabbed that, so they get to equip and bash her head in. Got it. Urza's Saga alone, the bane of our burn existence. Anybody have some car-instructed feedback? Probably should have just blocked there. Does seem like they are the breach deck, though. So ironically, if our opponent did not block the Swift Spear, they were dead. But, you know, whatever. Or were they dead? 4, and then 4. Yeah, they would have been dead. Alright, well, it was a fun game. Try it like this, I guess. Well, I guess this is how the good chance this is how the 6-0 run ends. So our opponent also has a Breach combo rolled up into their deck too. This hand is far from exciting. Do think it's fine though. You know, that would have been a good draw last turn. Just saying. Guess we were on the play, so it really didn't matter. Does our opponent have like a Pyroclasm hand or something? That was dumb. I should have waited till after Goblin Guide trigger in case it was a land. Yeah, because they're just going to get a land off this, which is fine. Okay, Urza. Opponent is getting really aggressive with spells. Okay, so I guess we attempt to path this. Do they have Metallic Rebuke? Even if they do, they take 2. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Well, this is a mystery hand. Feels like we might get unholy heated here. Okay. Yep. Saga is certainly a magic card. This one's a bit of an awkward draw, honestly. Never mind, we already know what they're drawing, so draw step, stop. Okay, Mox Amber, not particularly relevant. Looks like our opponent's just going to go grab a Shadow Spear here, and then equip. Sure. If they have Metallic Rebuke, we're in some trouble. Which it feels like they do. Okay, put it with one card in hand. Doesn't change the fact that it's just dead. All right. Opponent going out on their own terms. Curiosity killed the kitty. Gmail.com. Opponent Jiggy Wiggy. Oh, opponent was 3-0 as well. Ha! I don't know about all that, Tavern. Besides, the MPO really doesn't exist anymore, so it's kind of whatever. I did 3-0 the Gen Con event, though, so that's something. How you doing tonight, Tavern? Everybody else, for that matter, how are you guys doing tonight? Guys and girls, I suppose. It's like gorgeous. Let's see here. Hero SHIENG. Opponent's record is 3-1. This hand, it's terrible, unfortunately. Mulligan. This hand's at least interesting, I suppose. Ha! Murktide, perhaps? Would love to draw a land, but that might be too much to ask right now. I'm gonna guess blue-green infect. Okay, confirmed. They are, in fact, Murktide. Generally a reasonable matchup for Burn, but definitely losable. Especially if they have a fast Murktide, which they could here. We about to get turn 2 Murktided? Nope. I am 100%... Wait, what? Okay, land, please. Not the land we were hoping for Christmas. You have a Mama Murktide? Nope. Just a burn spell. Okay. Feels like they could be waiting until they have counterspell back up. Or they're just going to play it now. Mommy, wow, I have Murktide now. Yep, large Murktide. I think we're in trouble. It's got a bobble. Okay. Interesting. There's no way we're surviving this anyway, so... Dash, monkey, dash. Dashing fellow. Well, I mean, we can get a little bit more information out of our opponent's deck at least. So, not that this will show us probably terribly much of their deck, but, you know, never hurts to see an extra card. Well, it fetches. Interesting. Alright, we see a lightning bolt. Cool. Core Firewalkers seem alright. Path to Exiles seem alright. Dramatic Endings might be okay-ish. They bring in Blood Moon, they bring in Blood Moon. Not really much we can do about it. One, two, three, bum, bum. 1, 2, 3. Give me a ticket for an aeroplane. Ain't gonna take a fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm a going home. I don't care how much money I've gotta spend. Gotta get back to my baby once more. Anyway, give me a ticket for an airplane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm a going home. Random oldies song stuck in my head. Hey, Sabariza, thanks for the follow. Was it the terrible singing that got you? Let's just pass. Opponent could be chilling on Unholy Heat here. Or Dash Ragavan, you know, any number of nonsense they could be chilling on here. Yeah, that's fine-ish, kind of whatever. Opponent really wants to kill this Monastery Swizzle Spear. It's going to end poorly if you have a bolt now, friend. It's going to end really, really poorly. Does it, though? All right. Sure. All right. All comes down to this. I don't quite like Eidolon as much on the draw. don't think we can keep this hand. Excuse me. What are we putting? Is it just Darcy? Feels like it's just Darcy. So it feels like we're going to go turn 1 Rift Bolt, turn 2 Core Firewalker. Hold a Bolt or Thought Scour on one. Okay, well that's a pretty decent rip. They have Bolt, it's, you know, kind of whatever. Just say. Sure. Draw step. Serum Visions. The most exciting on draws. Well, if our opponent has counterspell, this is probably a pretty tempting counterspell target for them. Yep. Feels like this is getting countered, so we're probably losing this game. Maybe I was supposed to wait and just cast Lightning Helix until they tap low off of Counterspell. Trying to play around their curve a little bit. Not that it's going to do much against a Jace anyway, but, you know. Sure. Sure. What did they do? That doesn't say. That's really annoying, actually. What's up, Space Marine? How you doing? Hope all is well, my friend. Nice, nice. Sweet. Yeah, I found a nice little deck in Best of One that's been hilarious. I don't know if it'll continue to be as good as it's been, but, you know, whatevs. Been playing Mardu Reanimator in Best of One. Turns out, bringing back Big Dumb Idiots on turn 3 or turn 4, pretty good in that Best of One format. And yes, I know, it's not real Magic. Alright, well... Opponent's gonna have a big Mama Murktide here, so... Sure. Sure. Oh, we definitely are, although we get got by Flusterstorm a little bit. Looks like they have. Or Spell Pierce. Okay. All right. It's Jace versus the world. Well, unlikely whenever they're expressive iterating and master dividating and whatever else they're doing. Hope they don't hit another Murktide, pretty much. Okay, they're targeting themselves. Sure. Okay. Did you hit a Mama Murktide? Well, don't think we're going to be in great shape here, but... You have Counterspell? Of course you do. Why wouldn't you, right? Dash, monkey, dash. Yeah, that's a thing. Alright, so you're saying we lose the 5-0 to a Jace the Mind Sculptor out of Blue-White X bullshit. Got it. Or Blue-Red X bullshit. see what we'll draw next. We'll draw on a Rift Bolt, but presumably they have counter spells. So to answer your question, Space Marine, I went 3-0 in the online Gen Con event tonight, and then we were playing for the 5-0. We were playing for the 5-0 with a slightly different variation of burn. So, yep. I doubt they will. The format's got another round of things to shake up against. Phoenix looks like it's a legit deck. Spike made top 8 today. Esper Reanimator made top 8 today. Don't get me wrong, Darcy and Ragavan are very powerful cards, but I don't think they're the be-all, end-all in the modern format right now. There's just so many things that don't care about them. I would honestly wouldn't be surprised to see them banned in Legacy before especially Ragavan, before I see it banned in Modern. But, you know, it's really hard to complain about a 4-1 finish after a 3-0, but just to be so close to the 5-0 to finally get, on the trophy board this early in the season would have been nice, but, was what it was. So, started out 7-0, lost playing game 3 for a 5-0 in the league, and then obviously we were able to go 3-0 in the Gen Con event, which means we got the Wizard, the blue ticket. We obviously got the Avatar of the Demi-Lich and the 9 Innistrad packs. So, overall, pretty nice night. Can't complain too much. Those still would have been nice to close out with a 5-0. But, I want to thank you all for hanging out tonight. It was a pretty cool stream. A little bit longer than normal. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours. Just felt kind of nice. I mean, we didn't play a ton of Magic. Probably could have played more if I just kept cranking leagues instead of doing the Gen Con event, but felt like it was nice to do the Gen Con event, change of pace. So, thank everybody for hanging out. Space Marine, T-Coon, O'Doyle, Tavern, everybody else has been hanging out tonight. So, hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And I'll try to do a short stream tomorrow night. We'll see. Not quite sure how that's going to shake out, but I obviously have to be up early in the morning on Monday. So, hope to see you there for that stream, and we'll continue our streaming streak one more day at least, hopefully. So, this has been John for MTG Nexus. In Space Marine, good luck on your historic list, man. I'll try to check out your YouTube channel later, see if you have any videos uploaded for it. So, alright, catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.